The desert planet of Ashara 7 had claimed countless explorers, but Cale Arden wasn't like the others. He had survived 3 solar cycles in the uncharted territories, mapping ancient ruins that predated even the Galactic Council's oldest records. His ship had crashed 2 weeks ago, and his water reserves had run dry 3 days past that point. When he stumbled upon the stone well in the middle of the crystalline wasteland, Kyle knew he should have been more cautious. The structure was impossibly intact, its surface covered in symbols that shifted and writhed when observed directly. Warning glyphs, his translator confirmed, though the language was so ancient that the device could only provide fragments. Sealed, corruption, bound soul, forbidden. Cale's cracked lips and swollen tongue made the decision for him. He was going to die anyway. What did ancient warnings matter to a dead man? The seal, a disk of obsidian glass suspended above the well's mouth, shattered at his touch, disintegrating into powder that the wind scattered across the dunes. The water below was impossibly clear, reflecting stars that shouldn't have been visible in Ashara 7's daylight sky. He drank. The liquid was cold, colder than anything Cale had ever experienced. It burned going down, like swallowing lightning, and for a moment he thought he'd poisoned himself. His vision blurred, colors inverting and multiplying. The world became a kaleidoscope of impossible geometries. Then his eyes began to change. Cale collapsed beside the well, clawing at his face as pain unlike anything he'd known lanced through his skull. His corneas burned, restructuring themselves at the molecular level. When the agony finally subsided and he dared to look at his reflection in the well's surface, he gasped. His eyes had become windows to somewhere else. Instead of his normal hazel irises, swirling galaxies of silver and violet light churned within his sockets. They cast a faint glow across his face, and when he focused on distant objects, his vision telescoped, bringing details into impossible clarity. He could see individual grains of sand kilometers away, read the composition of rocks through their spectral signatures, but he wasn't alone anymore. Finally, a voice whispered directly into his consciousness. Feminine and ancient. 1,000 years I have waited in that prison. Kyle spun around, reaching for his sidearm, but there was nothing there. Nothing visible, at least. His transformed eyes, however, saw what normal sight could not. A figure standing beside the well, translucent and shimmering like heat haze. She was humanoid but wrong. Her proportions subtly off, her features too sharp, too perfect. Her form flickered between solid and ethereal, as if she couldn't quite decide which state to occupy. "Who are you?" Cale demanded, his voice hoarse. The ghost tilted her head, studying him with eyes that held the weight of centuries. "I am Leora, daughter of the Asharan people. Though you would not know them, they turned to dust before your species learned to walk upright." Cale's tactical implant was going haywire, trying and failing to scan the entity before him. According to his sensors, nothing was there, but his eyes, these strange transformed eyes, saw her clearly. "The water," he said slowly, understanding dawning. "You were bound to it. And now I am bound to you." Leora moved closer, her form passing through the sand without disturbing it. "The well was my prison and my tomb. My people sealed me there when I refused to die with them, when I chose to preserve our knowledge rather than let it fade into oblivion. But seals weaken over time, and you broke what remained. I didn't mean to. Intent matters little." She raised a hand, and Cale felt a strange tingling behind his eyes. "We are linked now, human. What you see through those changed eyes, I see. Where you go, I follow. We are symbiotes, whether we wish it or not." Cale sat down heavily, his mind racing. The galaxy was full of strange phenomena, but this was beyond anything in the Council's databases. "Can you be unbound?" Leora was silent for a long moment. When she spoke again, there was something like sadness in her voice. "Perhaps, but it would require power I no longer possess, artifacts that have been lost to time. And even if we could separate, would you truly wish to? Look," she gestured, and Cale's vision suddenly expanded. He could see through the planet's crust, perceive the network of ancient tunnels and chambers that honeycomb Ashara 7's interior. Beneath the desert, an entire city lay preserved, filled with technology that made the Council's most advanced systems look primitive. "My people were architects of reality itself," Leora explained. "We shaped space and bent time to our will. All of that knowledge exists in those ruins waiting, and now with my guidance and your corporeal form we could recover it. Kyle stood testing his transformed vision, watching as layers of reality peeled away to reveal the truth beneath. He could see energy flows, quantum states, the very fabric of space-time stretching across Ashara 7's surface. It was overwhelming and intoxicating. The Council will want this, he said. If there's technology down there, the Council. Leora's laugh was bitter. Those bureaucrats who divide the galaxy into territories and call it peace. They would weaponize everything they found, start wars that would make the Asheron extinction look merciful. She had a point. Kale had seen enough of council politics to know that power inevitably corrupted, that advanced technology in the wrong hands led to nothing but suffering. So what do you suggest? He asked the ghost that now shared his existence. Leora smiled, and for the first time Kale saw hope in her ancient eyes. We explore together, we learn, and when the time is right, we decide what the galaxy deserves to know. You wanted to map the unknown, human. I offer you mysteries beyond your species' wildest dreams. Kyle looked back at the well, at the shattered seal that had freed them both from their respective prisons. His crashed ship could be repaired with Asheron technology. His eyes, these strange new eyes that saw what shouldn't be seen, had opened doors he'd never imagined existed. He extended his hand, even knowing Leora couldn't physically grasp it. Partners, then, but I choose where we go and what we share. Acceptable, Leora agreed, her form solidifying slightly as their bond strengthened. You have the will, Kale Arden. That is why the well chose you. That is why I was freed. Together, the Wanderer and the Ghost turned toward the ruins hidden beneath the desert, toward secrets 1,000 years old, and wonders yet to be discovered. Kale's transformed eyes blazed with starlight as he took his first steps into a future neither could have predicted. The galaxy would never be the same.